This is Professor of Medicine, Desiree Dubinet, the man who left America to find freedom. He's no longer a man.
Don't die tomorrow, don't die of fright. If you ever need protection, you gotta make your selection.
The dictionary definition of a nutrient is a substance that provides nourishment essential for the maintenance of life, metabolism, reproduction, and growth. A nutritional deficiency is when the missing nutrient causes disease, when we block health and we have decreased wellness. Now we think most about nutrients that is from food, things like neg entropy, fiber, carbohydrates, fats, protein, minerals, vitamins, enzymes, these nutrients that are found in food. But now we have to expand our mind to more and realize that air, water, family, social networks, intellect, stimulation, love, respect, spiritual growth, these are essential nutrients, as is sunshine. So we have to recognize exercise. All of these things are nutrients that we need. If you are deficient in just one nutrient, you will be sick and tired. And you'll be in crave mode, unconsciously, always searching for that nutrient. Never at peace, never at health until you find that nutrient. Are you sick and tired of feeling sick and tired? See, many people have this fatigue, this low-grade mental fog. They're sick and tired of being sick and tired. Now we can change it because of just one little nutrient. You might be sick and tired. And in order to change, we must be sick and tired of being sick and tired, and recognize, as we're going to teach you about all these nutrients, how to get them very simple and very easily, so that with these nutrients topped up, you'll find wellness, health, and peak performance, and have a better life, and find happiness. Aaron Schrödinger, the quantum physicist, taught us that negative entropy is the most important nutrient. It is the life force.
"75% of Americans are chronically dehydrated, meaning they don't get enough water. On average, 8 to 10 cups of water is the recommended amount of water each person should be drinking a day. Most people consume less than 3 cups of water a day.
One of the best ways to keep your body functioning at its best, start the day and stay hydrated. But it turns out more than 4 out of 10 people in the US, they don't drink enough fluids. There's not enough water. There's just, in fact, a lot of people get to the end of the day, they haven't had any water.
Okay.
Maybe it's just been sodas or a simple hack. You can do this yourself to determine if you're dehydrated. Dr. Batra?
Well, so this is just a test of skin trigger. So what Dr. Stork is doing is he's pinching my hand, and he's seeing how fast the skin retracts down. And since I've been drinking water all morning, it should retract down pretty quickly, I hope.
And if it doesn't, that's called skin tinting. And it can be a sign of dehydration. And what I would say is test it when you know you're fully hydrated.
Yeah.
Then you have your baseline.
Exactly.
Okay, because we're all different. Like Drew.
I'm dehydrated.
Well, he might be, but you know what I
Water helps with numerous bodily functions. Some of these functions include digestion, brain function, joint movement, body temperature, distributing oxygen, development of body fluids, and more.
Levels of dehydration can cause headaches, lethargy, and constipation. The human body is roughly 75% water. Without this water, it cannot survive. Water is found inside cells, within blood vessels, and between cells.
If you're worried at all that your kid is not getting enough fluids in, and you're worried, and one of the other things, you know, when your child is crying and you're not sure why, and they're no longer making any tears, and you can just tell that, and they're not making a lot of urine, you know, you got to get that checked out sooner rather than later.
Sometimes dehydration occurs for simple reasons. You don't drink enough because you're sick or busy, or because you lack access to safe drinking water when you're traveling, hiking, or camping. Other dehydration causes include diarrhea or vomiting.
You go to the restroom, for example. If you're urinating less frequently throughout the day and your urine is anything but clear, you're probably dehydrated. Have you noticed yourself being more tired than usual or having achy muscles? What about noticing that your lips are more chapped than most days?
Certain medications, such as diuretics and some blood pressure medications, also can lead to dehydration, generally because they cause you to urinate more.
Dizziness, a foggy mind, and increased heart rate are other signs that a person has become dehydrated. Not treating dehydration can result in severe dehydration, which can be fatal if the person does not receive a proper amount of fluids in a timely manner.
Tries to maintain cardiac output, the amount of blood that is pumped by the heart to the body. And if the amount of fluid in the intravascular space is decreased, the body compensates for this decrease by increasing the heart rate and making blood vessels constrict to try to maintain blood pressure and blood flow to the vital organs of the body. It shunts blood flow away from the skin to internal organs, for example, the brain, heart, lungs, kidneys, and intestines, causing the skin to feel cool and clammy. This coping mechanism begins to fail as the level of dehydration increases.
The next step to awaken weight loss is water.
How much water should you drink a day? It's a great question. It's a question that we commonly get asked. Most adults are underhydrated. We simply don't drink enough water. We're not thinking about it. We think we are, but when you actually sit and count up how much water you drink, it's oftentimes not nearly enough. In terms of how much water should you drink a day, an easy goal is that your urine should kind of look like water. The moment your urine starts to get deep yellow in color, it's your body telling you that your urine is very concentrated and that you need to be drinking more.
The next needed nutrient is water, air and water, but we need water for the absorption of all the other nutrients, to absorb carbs, protein, fats. It's important to consume water in the right way because most people are consuming water in the wrong way. Most of us are drinking water wrong. And you know what that can do? That can lead to a drinking problem. Yes. So we need to be able to solve it, and we do not want to drink water after a meal. Don't drink water after a meal. Don't drink a lot of things after a meal. You should try to maximize digestion, because when you eat, the body temperature rises for better digestion, for the stomach to do its job. If you want to drink water before a meal, make sure it's 30 minutes before a meal to have enough water to clean out the stomach and get digestion ready. That's a good thing, but 30 minutes, not less. A couple of cups of water 30 minutes before a meal, and that can help your digestion. Right before the meal is a problem. But now, if you're taking this water after a meal, any type of liquid, it's going to dilute your stomach acid. It's going to then, the food will rot in the system, inside the stomach, inside the intestine, and when the food rots, everything goes wrong. We have to obey the rules of the stomach, fluids alone, no coffee at meals, no milk with meals, fruits alone, melons alone. Small is better. Eat for nutrition, not stimulation. Rest comfortably maximizes. We got to get the stomach to work properly. Study the rules of the stomach, because that when you have that rotting inside the system, you are disturbed the stomach acid, and the food is not properly digested. Large undigested fats, large undigested proteins will create weight problems. Make sure that you do not drink water after a meal. Now, water is good for you. Drink when you're hungry. Use a straw. Drink slowly. Don't guzzle.
Many people say, I eat healthy, but I don't get the results. Because I drink water a lot, but I don't lose weight. Water after meals acts like slow poison. Don't drink and eat at the same time. Rinse your mouth post meals. It really helps a lot. After dinner, rest a while. After supper, walk a mile. Obey the rules of the stomach and relax at least for 30 minutes after eating, so the digestion process can be maximized and you can store the needed nutrition. Use lemon drinks for weight loss. Lemon water, cucumber, mint.
During the day, not after eating.
Combine it with water, ginger, lemon.
The stomach works when it's acid. Our mouth works when it's basic.
The more saliva goes inside the stomach, the better it is.
So we want to drink slowly. Okay, don't guzzle. Try to use the saliva in the mouth. But try to make sure that it's working slowly. We use different infused waters, all different types of things to enhance the flavor.
These are great recipes for weight loss.
And then as we're doing it, recognize also we don't want too cold or too hot. Too cold will shrink the blood vessels, solidify fat in the food, aggravate joint pains, and it will decrease the heart rate. The Chinese made cups very thin, so that if the water is too hot, the tea is too hot or too cold, then your fingers have the same thing as your stomach. So if it is too hot, it's going to hurt the stomach. Too cold, going to hurt the stomach. Too cold, we often do, but recognize, decreases heart rate, aggravates joint pain, shrinks the blood vessels, solidifies fat in food. It upsets digestion. So make sure that we're getting cool or warm. A lot of people say we should drink warm water, room temperature. In fact, some people say lukewarm water is good for weight loss. Okay, a little bit of lemon, some hot water for weight loss. A lot of people will say that. And as we start to recognize about water and how to drink it properly, we start to see that we don't want to drink too much water. How much water should we drink?
The number to remember is about 2 liters of water a day. That's about 4 small bottles of water that we commonly buy on the streets.
Don't drink too much. Don't guzzle water on the run. Okay? Sip it lightly. The body's not really designed to handle water properly if you're standing. It puts a little pressure on the kidney.
Kidneys are unable to process too much amount of water at one time.
So
severe dehydration, confusion and weakness will occur as the brain and other body organs receive less blood flow. Finally, coma, organ failure, and death eventually will occur if the dehydration remains untreated.
Mineral density of water. It is important that we get lots of our minerals from water, as minerals in water are usually in the form of ions and can easily be absorbed by our bodies, unlike the minerals in food where they are attached to food and are harder to be absorbed. If you are consuming water from a natural source, they are usually dense in useful minerals, but if you are in cities you usually get water that is filtered and depleted of minerals. To identify the amount of minerals, we check the total dissolved solids in water that it contains. All solids including useful and harmful minerals. According to WHO, if the water has TDS of 300, it is considered as an excellent level of TDS. TDS of 300 to 500 is of good range. TDS of 500 to 900 is a fair range. And TDS above 900 is considered poor, as it might have a higher density of minerals and toxin. Also, water with TDS below 100 is also bad for us, mainly because this mineral density will eventually cause malnourishment in us. Now let us look into the importance of minerals in water. In a clinical trial conducted, 2 groups were made. Both groups were given the same kind of well-balanced nutritious food, but one group was given to mineralized water, and the other group they were given mineralized water. In the group that was given to mineralized water, there arose a lot of health issues, such as impaired heart rate, tiredness, weakness, muscle cramps. They even started developing cardiovascular problems. If we drink demineralized water for a prolonged period of time, the health issues will become more serious. If you do use a water filter at home, then it is important to understand the TDS in water. This can be done by a TDS device, which can be purchased online at a low price. Also, it is important to understand that more filtration does not mean better quality water. For example, if your tap water is 150 TDS, and you use RO filter, then what comes out of the filter is almost 0 TDS water, which is dangerous for the body. If the water's TDS is below 300, use UF plus UF water filter. If it is above 300 and less than 900, use NF, and only if the TDS is more than 900, use RO. Also, do your bit of research before buying anything. This prevents you from falling into the marketing traps of these water purifier companies. Understand that the bottled mineral water that you buy is not mineral water, as their TDS is extremely low. It lies between 20 to 50 TDS, and it is mostly just a marketing gimmick. We spoke about what water you should be drinking. Now let's look into the 5th point.
Well, this is Desiree Duvernay, the man who left America to find freedom, who is no longer a man.
Don't die today, don't die tonight, don't die